Okay. There we go. And get rid of, I believe it's this. There we go. Let's pull this up on my phone. YouTube cooperates today. There we go.
All right. Let's rock.
Okay, we are live.
We are live. We are live. We're living alive. We're yeah, it looks like sound's working fine. Okay.
That's good.
All right, cool. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
I think you're able to there you go. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. I can see the stream, like granted it's like a few seconds behind whatever we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I like the title, you know. I know I've seen some stuff about Summer Games Fest, but I haven't really.
Yeah, that was apparently today, which I had no idea. Like, I know Jeff
Really,
does that. Yeah.
I was, you know, the weird thing about Summer Games Fest is I always think it's like in like the autumn, technically.
Yeah, I feel like it should be later. And then, because like back when we had E3, I don't think E3 started until like the 6th or the 7th of June. So
Yeah.
then, like, yeah, like after I got home today and like I see all the Summer Games Fest stuff on my feed, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff's starting early, even though there's like no competition anymore.
All right, we're gonna sweat it out again, or
I feel like that. Let's just go as basic as possible.
yeah. If only this, you know, the only thing is, that stage needs like the exploding things zones from the first DOA.
Yeah.
Just need like one stage that does that. Okay. Yeah.
Dang.
I will say the dynamic camera for KOs are pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you?
I thought I had to like.
Did you get any slowdown in that round?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay. I
You
got
see,
some stuttering a little bit there.
like display stuttering.
Yeah. Like I don't think there's any input lag, but there's definitely some like display.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you like ever like play with like the bandwidth settings at all, and see if you know? 'Cause I do think I had the host set up for like the host settings set up for like to prioritize like low latency.
Okay.
Um,
I know I had it like the default, which I think is like 10 megabits per second, which my connection should be more than able to handle.
Oh, okay. I wonder how that would change. I imagine with like an Ethernet, it'd be like better.
On speed tests, I got pretty much like the same.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that
Yeah.
sucks. Excuse me.
I never play Lei Fang, but why not?
Yeah, I got the VF5 Revo, you know, which is just, you know, the final version of VF5 with what on PC,
Yeah.
and I think it does not come with the swimsuit costumes by default.
Oh, I also just noticed it doesn't have like the hair options. Like you could do hair and glasses and all that stuff. Usually when you choose your outfit.
Or you mean like you customize it?
Yeah, like as soon as you choose your outfit in that screen just now, it usually has
Oh,
the
in
options
this
come.
game, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought you meant VF5 because I know VF5 you can customize. You can like customize the costumes and everything.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the better things about it, you know,
Yeah.
as far as like the character customization.
All right, think we can handle Halloween Town?
Well, I guess we can find out. There are like other, you can pick like the other zones, like that you like knock each other into.
Yeah, I like to start from the top.
Ah,
I'm no pushover, sweetie.
I wonder if that was like a new like line that they actually reported for this.
I think they
Because
just
you know they
legit
use
ripped,
it.
I think they just legit ripped it from Virtua Fighter because
They're
you
like,
could tell it's like a different quality recording.
Well, I know, yeah, because I know like the actual like the voice clips, like the grunts and stuff. That's like
Yeah.
the ones they've been using since like BF3.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay, so that's just a shortcut. I was trying to do like a throw, like with by like pushing the actual two buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have some pretty high quality footage here, everyone.
Let
Not
it be
juvenile
known
in any
that
way.
I'm pretty trash at fighting games.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I will say I'm not as familiar with DOA as the other fighting games, so you know, it's not like playing Guilty Gear or like, you know, Tekken or Street Fighter. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, tell me if you want to change
We
character
can, yeah,
fight
we can
again.
change character. Oh, did you have Marie Rose?
Yeah, she's in
Okay,
here.
okay. I can see.
Yeah, everyone who's in like the PS3 version is in here. It's just you don't have like Mai and
Yeah.
you know, Dynasty Samurai Warrior Girl.
Jeez, I
Yeah.
realized how much DLC they made for her. With all that.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand. Like, you see all these like DLC slots? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I know there's more than just 35 costumes.
Yeah.
Is it like you have to pick like one, and then it like you have to like choose which ones it takes up?
For the PS3 version, I think some of it was like you had to actually download like the pack from the store,
Yeah.
and then because I know some of them are like in the game's update data, and then like
Yeah.
actually, wait, no, you said this is last round, right? So they should all
Yeah, this is like the last, you know, version on
Yeah.
PS3, you know.
So like everything should be here then, or like mostly.
Yes, but supposedly there's like a version 1.02 or something.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, you ready?
Yep.
Because I noticed when you pick a character, you have to push X, the confirm button again to go to the next screen.
Yeah.
I remember on PS3, this stage was like laggy. Like, you know, just
really?
because how much going on. I do like the Tecmo Bowl, you know,
Yeah.
branding going on. You know, I've never played any of the games, but you know, I know it's like a popular one on NES,
Yeah.
from what I've heard, anyways.
It's weird when back when I had that like really old crop top I told you about before I had like any gaming PCs.
Yeah.
I had the PC version of this, and this was like the only stage that would run at 60.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's not like too much going on.
Yeah. Oh my god. One of my moves is literally just a twirl.
I mean, that could be like a good like mix-up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had some major display lag right there.
I was gonna say you're just like standing there, and
Yeah.
I'm just assuming everything's fine, you know.
Yeah.
I'll try to get a jump in, huh?
Yeah. We could do a rematch on that one. I want to.
Okay.
Let me try.
Juggling trainee. Yeah, I'm getting some juggles with Rachel here. She's not a damsel in distress like in well, I mean, she isn't always that in the first one, but I think eventually that's what she ends up being
Yeah.
at some point. What I remember of the first one. Yeah, she's like pretty strong.
Yeah. Jesus.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, you know. She has like a a costume for like, you know, like a football player.
Yeah.
But she'd be this strong, but still. 'Cause, yeah, I have not played this one that much, you know.
Yeah.
You know, just Dead or Alive in general, you know.
Yeah.
Like, especially this one.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that, like I said, the PC version's just messed up because, like, please buy DOA 6, the game that no one likes.
Yeah. And then the PC port of this didn't even use like the PS4 version, which had the newer soft engine on it. It used
Oh,
the
like
PS3
still based
version.
on like the first one.
Yeah, it was based
Just
on
with
the
just had the
PS3
PS4
version.
content, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard I heard that like the PC version was like always kind of messed up.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
But luckily with all the mods, it's like it's the best version now, but you know, it takes a lot of mods to get there.
Well, yeah, but that's anytime they're like, we don't care about the PC version,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get in like these holds. Yeah, unfortunately, there's like some. I'm sure you notice like some of the rendering's a little off.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal with it. I think it just might be the PS3 version.
Probably.
I go for different characters.
Yeah, you can change.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you have control or if it's like loser control.
Yeah, I'm never sure like when.
I remember at a what is it? One of my when I was at that certain acquaintance's house I told you about.
Yeah.
I played one of his brothers in this game. I remember picking Raito and I ended up like winning with him.
Oh.
Which I'm surprised because I thought like Raito was just like he's just a one and done,
Yeah.
Because he's just like the boss of the first one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Letterman jacket. Why not?
I guess player 2 just always gets to pick.
I guess. I have to like take over your controller to be able to pick it. I was actually looking at the stream to make sure it was like working.
Yeah.
Because there's like a little bit of lag when you're picking the. It looked like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was what it actually was like. Or
Yeah. Are you getting slowdown right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My thing was moving at like maybe 50
You're destroying
FPS.
me. Just like.
Oh wow. Okay, there was some major audio lag just now.
Oh, okay. All right. I noticed that Tommy's not exactly a complete Ein clone,
Yeah.
even though that is like who she's based off of.
Yeah. Alright, I think I was like a good second behind you there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I probably still am. I between the last match, I switched it to software encoding to see if that might help things.
Okay. Yeah, this is like a tech adjustment stream. Anyone who's like watching,
Yeah. Thing is, if I switch it to software, the video quality's a lot better. But if
like the lag is going to be worse.
Yeah, and if I switch it to hardware, kind of crap video quality, but it's faster. I think you have control.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you can't do anything as far as controls.
Yeah.
Other settings is just. Okay, this is just like the basic stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do a mirror match.
This is what's called a mirror match.
Bang.
Okay.
Let's go to the desert.
Going to bombs over Baghdad.
Dropping double D's over Baghdad.
I guess. Oh,
no.
tech. I will say I do like that. Like the grapplers are not just like,
Yeah,
they're not just like throws only primarily. You can actually do like combos with them.
Yeah.
Like you ever play like Wolf in like any of the Virtua Fighter, it's like good luck trying to get any moves off with this guy. That isn't like trying to get to a throw.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Damn.
That's a wake up. I didn't know you could. That was a cool like wake up on throw.
Yeah.
really American.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, the graphics in the PC version aren't that much like better than this.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like upscaled using the emulator.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have picked a different. Oh, whatever. It've been like two different wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I don't know the lore of like that much of like of DOA, what little of it there is, and how seriously they take it. But
Yeah.
what's the deal with Phase 4? And because I know these are both clones.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be the clone from like DOA 2?
I know one of them is like the escaped clone that's like trying to like she's not like a mindless. She's not like Alpha 152. She's where it's just like her order is to like kill or whatever.
Yeah, I remember my brother. He got to like because I know it was like the final boss, the fourth one.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is. I think he said this boss is like impossible.
Yeah.
It's like she was like ridiculously hard.
Yeah,
and she just like Dural, the Alpha 152, right?
She's like what?
She's just basically Dural, like that's like kind of her thing, where she's just kind of mindless, not in terms of like imitating moves,
Yeah, yeah. It's like she's created for whatever her mission is, and
her mission is to be a final boss in a fighting game.
Yeah. Whereas Phase 4 is like she's like, I don't want to just be a clone. I want to be my own person.
Speaking of bosses, it's about what I'm fight, albeit a waifu version of it. You know. The reason I asked about like the plot is not just the obvious reason, but also because like I was playing DOA 2 and I was like trying to be like, I get to like think with like he's like my deception. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? I thought it was like I know it was like an organization. Like, what does he got anything to do with the DOA tech organization? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not that studied up on the lore either. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this interaction.
Yeah.
This one's like crazy. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and then
I thought it was crazier. Like you get like something like crashes into you or something.
I think there's different variations on this stage.
Okay.
Depending on like what angle you fall off at.
Oh, okay. And maybe also like timing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Because I know if DOA 4 has that one stage where they like the cars can like crash into you.
Yeah.
Oh, she has a tongue lick. Try it again.
All right.
I'm going to. I don't want to hurt you, but I will.
Get ready, fight!
Well, I didn't know that she still had that. You know, I figured maybe that was like just a boss only sort of thing because esports, they gotta balance things. You know. So it's not like you get like her Ayane is like super like not well, I wouldn't call it a Kamehameha.
You
like in the
you kind of do. So I still don't really know what triggers it exactly, because when you do the command, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, but it's not like a cutscene. It's not like a transition to a cutscene though, right?
It's like when you get a KO and the camera goes a little fancy. It's kind of like that.
Oh, so it's like a special like animation if you win a certain way and then like do the command, I guess.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Out of my way.
Change character or go again? Or?
Yeah, we could change character.
I just noticed that on the stream you see like the bottom status bar.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Is your thing full screen or?
Oh, I'm gonna make it full screen.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mostly like to keep that up just to make until we get it's full screen now.
Yeah.
I try to make sure everything's all set and ready to go. All right, so you're gonna play a boss character, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little cheap.
I guess I'm gonna go with character I know for sure. I like this costume. He has it in VF5.
Yeah.
But well, probably every version of VF5 that has like more than just the two costumes.
Yeah. This guy's
Um,
my other kryptonite in story mode.
Because if you punch and he's doing it in neutral,
Yeah.
you know, which is funny that they don't do that until like VF4.
Oh.
In the other games, he doesn't get that by default. I like how she's just like her grunts are well,
Yeah.
you know. Oh wow.
Yeah, she's super fast.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Basically.
Is she like actually like tournament legal?
I don't know. I never really looked into that. Because she basically plays like an overclocked Kasumi.
Oh, is that all she is?
Yeah. It's the same move.
I know
it's
she's
just,
like,
way
you know-
faster.
Okay.
Oh.
By the way, I think there's like actually display lag, not display lag, like in-game lag on this stage.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I'm like really noticing it on this one.
Yeah, on that old PC, this was like the worst stage to play. This and the one with the giant statue.
Oh, is that the one the what is that, the Ninja Gaiden 2 looking one?
Yeah,
Like the first stage.
yeah,
I actually was like on this train mode, and it's like suddenly this like demon shows up. I'm like, holy crap! This is actually kind of cool.
yeah.
Why you get like that?
I don't know if that actually does anything.
I do that, and it's like it does. It's like expect. That's the thing. Sometimes you have like throws and like counters that they want you to do something else for.
Yeah,
So, want to go again or change the stage?
yeah. Change the
Or-
stage.
I should probably like bring the resolution down a bit.
Oh, do you have it at like 4K?
Yeah, I wonder if it'll.
Oh, yeah. That's probably part of it. Yeah.
I wonder if it'll like me doing that in the middle of the game though, or if it wants me like. All right. I know the illusion's being ruined, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. We can try
Yeah,
the
so
stage.
we'll see if-
Yeah, we'll try the stage again and see if it's. any
Let's see if it this works. So yeah, 30 frames per second for the intro.
Yeah. That's a problem on the PC and PS4 version too. They never like unlock the cutscenes.
It's not like a big deal because
Yeah.
don't please don't ban us, YouTube. This
not
is
what-
this is
It's not what it
totally
sounds
not.
like.
Yes. I'm just imagining like you're playing like my parents are like, "What are you guys playing?" Just like from hearing the sound.
Yeah.
You get you
Oh.
can get like the down attacks.
Yeah. Did you get slowed down just now?
It's still slowing down. I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have to like reboot the whole thing. As we casually just not blow you up.
I feel like it just might be the stage.
Yeah. It might, and it could also just be the PS3 version. That's how it's
Yeah.
optimized for this.
I guess that's the one way they balance her. You can't really cancel out of attacks that well.
Oh. I'm sure the boss version you fight in the
Oh yeah, the
story
boss
mode
version
probably
can
like
do anything.
is. See if I can turn it around.
This man is doing strings.
Damn. And she even has Honda's face headbutt shot.
Yeah.
Okay, they certainly know. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could control the camera.
Yeah.
I was like, is that the game doing that?
You can change character.
Yeah. See. Oh, yeah. I know this character is like a mix of characters,
Yeah.
like in terms of moveset, which I know didn't fly over well with a lot. Wow. I see they certainly gave her a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
Not.
should I try? Should I try?
We're just kind of going for the roster here. It feels like,
Yeah.
which is fine. Where did I put my? Right here. Yeah, there's like no like swimsuit option for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Like not even one to unlock. It looks like.
Yeah, I think that's stuff you gotta like pay
PS4 only.
for. Yeah, in the PC and PS4 versions.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to hear you if I don't turn my AC down. I just turned my AC on because I had like the heat going.
Okay.
Problem is when I get up in the morning, I'll be like so cold.
Yeah. Are you slowing down?
I would say, yeah, it's. I don't know if it's. I'm not sure why it's.
Yeah.
It could just be the PS3 version being the PS3 version, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed she has like Jan Lee's kick.
Yeah.
I also got a wrestler drop kick.
Damn.
I like how you do that, and it's just like, oh, not
Yeah.
like knock, doesn't
Face
like
plants.
send them flying.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like you could have like, does this stage have an interaction?
Yeah,
Like,
it,
know,
you can knock off and then go down the road.
and then like the waterfall, the stream.
Yeah.
I hope 'cause that would be pretty epic. I will say that it is actually crazy that this is like still on PS3,
Yeah.
and they have like all these details like dirt and sweat and all that.
Yeah. I remember because it came out pretty late into the PS3, and I remember a lot of
Well,
people
yeah,
were-
it's this version of it because I think DOA 5 is like, yeah, look, sweat drop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the DOA. When did the first version of DOA 5 come out? Was that like 2010,
I think maybe even later than that. Maybe like.
like 2011?
Yeah.
I know there's this one Ultimate,
And then they did the Vita port too.
well, I think the Vita was like Ultimate or something. It wasn't like the final version.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to do like one more or like keep going.
Yeah,
How
we
long
could,
you
we could do
want
one
to keep
more.
going?
Yeah, one
How long
more.
you wanna
We
keep-
could switch up.
going with
games.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. After this, I want to quickly use the bathroom.
Okay, yeah. I need to grab a drink too.
Oh, I got the classic costume.
And let's go on the street.
Going in the streets. You know what my costume is? It's Kung Fury.
Oh yeah, that
Like,
is what it
straight
looks
up.
like. I think that was around this time too.
Yeah. Wait, was it really? I thought it was like mid 2010s.
I think Kung Fury was like maybe it came like 2012. It came out.
It might have been like mid 2010s, like that I saw it. You
Yeah.
know, or like something like that. I see this as your main.
Yeah. For totally legit gameplay reasons.
Oh, I thought it was like I was saying main like for like actual gameplay, you know.
She is,
Not, you
but
know.
like that's a result of.
Of initially being attracted by her. I mean, I get
Yeah.
it, you know. That's why some people. I mean, that's how some people actually pick characters. No joke. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, this is like a cool character, or it's like a cool like background, or I like the design, you know. And like the actual like people who take stuff seriously, and who don't just play it for bouncier reasons.
I mean, that's the reason I got into DOA to begin with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was just like a game I had, and I think
Yeah.
I heard about it later, and
Yeah.
I mean, the first one really isn't that. I mean, it's basically just a Virtua Fighter clone, like
Yeah.
in hindsight. I mean, there's like some like stuff in like the galleries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was very blocky and basic.
Yeah.
So I was always like, I mean, yeah, you had the breast bouncing, but it's
Yeah.
like it wasn't really anything like, oh man, I know it wasn't until like DOA 2, like the Dreamcast version, you could actually put that thing into a CD, drive, and you would
Yeah.
get like the was it like 1024 by 768 like high resolution for the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming like wallpaper and stuff, CG
Yeah.
art. So
High definition. Before you back out of the game, just go into the extras menu. I just want to
okay.
see something. If it was included in this version, movies, and then hit L1.
That one.
Private. Okay, yeah. This. So these were out before last round came out. So I thought they would have included it on the disc, but I guess not. I guess you still have to pay for it.
Yeah. Or well, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this out of this and.
Oh yeah. Let me
just-
pull up before. Yeah, I'll pull up my little screensaver thing before.
I mean, it'll just say like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, your screensaver.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna see. Oh, that's cool. So you actually just go and click on it, and it like make it visible and invisible.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pretty handy.
Wow. I guess that's how they do it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back,
All right.
guys.
Yep. We'll be right back.
Whoever's
folks.
listening. Yeah.
All right. Pull this a little closer. Oh shit. I forgot to. Where is it? There we go. And there. Got this. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I just saw your.
I was
I was gonna say I just
yeah.
saw your message. It didn't show up in stream. I don't think so.
Well, no. I meant like just in general.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's nothing to worry about. Let's see. Oh, there's like one watching right now. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, other than like, how would you like rate like what we just like did just now?
Um,
As far as like display lag and everything, and input lag.
I would say input lag wasn't too bad. Um, I'd say maybe that was like an 8 out of 10.
Okay,
It was probably more the display lag and at one point the audio lag that was worse.
I see. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect.
Yeah,
But you know, I mean, it's for like a universal standard. I mean, it's let me put it like this: it's a lot less headache if when things are just working,
yeah,
than like, excuse me, than like, oh, we're gonna use like RetroArch, and
yeah,
I mean, I don't know what the multiplayer experience is like on RetroArch. Like, I don't think I've ever, yeah, I don't think I've even tested out like what RetroArch is like. I think I've tried it with like Dolphin,
yeah.
and that was a little funky, but I think it's like just gotta load up the game. Um,
I
and
would
this is
say
just like
like
regular, yeah,
as you know, since this is like emulating Dead or Alive 5 on PS3, I would say that bodes well because the stuff we're planning on doing co-op, it's not going to be as crazy as this. So
yeah, hardware wise and
yeah,
visuals wise, and
so I think things will be
PS3
like
emulation
much more smoother with that stuff.
and PS3 emulation. Wow, it is crazy to think that PS3 emulation is dated. And
Yeah,
I mean, even though I know it's been like a thing that's been going on for like probably at least almost 9 years now. I think
yeah,
9, 10 years because I remember 2017 is when I first started hearing that this emulator is happening, and I was like, okay, this is like the early stages. Tell me when it's like
yeah,
reliable.
yeah,
But yeah, and most of the stuff I would be wanting to play is not like that was just this that was we're just playing the PS3 version just because that was the easiest to set up. I mean,
yeah,
I could have tried to set up like Zenyu, and
yeah,
uh, we would have been crossing our fingers for that to not like slow down or crash or something.
yeah.
Because
I don't know
believe it or not,
if you mess with the settings, but I think Parsec defaults to hardware encoding. But I
oh, and
think
like I mean for like the host.
for the video. So I think like if we're doing like something like SNES, I think you could afford to switch it to software encoding. That way it would be like much higher quality.
I mean, in terms of like the input lag and everything.
Maybe, but just like the raw video quality would be a lot better.
What's nice is I went into settings of like echo selection, the selected app to be excluded from the client audio,
Yeah.
so it's not like you're hearing me, I guess, or yourself, or however that works.
Oh
And you don't
yeah,
have it set
because
up.
we would be hearing like each other's microphones on top of Discord.
Yeah, like the echo selection has like Discord, Slack, Skype. I only used Slack like one time in my whole life.
I've never
um,
had to use it, but I've heard other people like,
yeah.
oh, I have to use Slack for
Um,
my job.
Maybe I have to select client overlay warnings. Um, I know there's renderer. You can do like DirectX 11. The other ones are like a beta or experimental, which means don't use
Yeah.
them. Okay, decoder. So I set it to software. Um,
I mean, you could
so
stick with hardware. I would just say for any of like the retro stuff like SNES and anything that's not
okay,
pensive, then you would switch it over to software.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly convenient because you have to go into the settings and actually pull Parsec up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just like mentioned like some of those games as like potential examples.
Yeah.
Um, some of the ones I know you mentioned SNES, 'cause I mentioned Secret of Mana and stuff like that. Those are just like examples I just threw out. It's like like because I was like thinking, hey, that would be kind of neat to like let's play that and
Yeah.
see do like a co-op let's play. Because I'm sure I imagine most people do like single player and for good reasons
Yeah.
because I heard trying to play co-op on that like the game's already kind of a glitchy mess. Like
Yeah.
co-op can make it like even worse.
And then
Um,
these days you never hear about people getting together to play that game locally.
Oh well, yeah, because I mean it's a long game. It's not like Streets of Rage 4 or something, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so what I need to do, you know what I need to do? I need to like get Launchbox on my main computer
Mm.
in such or like a way to display like all the games and like go through it,
Yeah.
and that way you can just like pick it out. Um, but
Um.
this is like my main computer, so
Yeah.
I never really I never really planned for like like oh what games do you want to play because
Yeah.
um anyways I don't want to say too much, but you know
Did you mess with OpenEmu on the Mac yet?
I have not gotten around to that. It's probably not one of the things I would want to mess with. Like, it wouldn't be like one of the first things I'd want to do. You
Oh,
know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you're getting used to everything.
well, not even just that, but it's like I'm trying to think of like, oh, what are some things I could do on the Mac? Um, as
Yeah.
far as like because I know you mentioned like Final Cut Pro and stuff. I know I mentioned for the Let's Plays I would because I know you already edit your own stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to. I mean, as opposed to like using whatever programs, just hacking things together,
Yeah.
like and be like, okay, I hope this works.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got here? Like, what do I got here?
I was
I
thinking if you want, we could go through like the Summer Games Fest stuff today and like live react to that.
sure, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, are you still on Parsec here?
Yeah.
Okay. Or were you like want to like discuss that while we're playing a game,
Um. Well,
or while I play a game, maybe, or
I was gonna have the trailer up on like the watch party thing we did last time.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you're like. If we're just like talking, we're going to talk about like, oh, what did they reveal? They revealed Bloodborne 2 or
Yeah.
whatever, or I don't even know, Shadow the Hedgehog Resurrection
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, so I guess we can I can get you
Oh
out
wow.
of
Okay. I just went on the page and apparently there's a Resident Evil 9 trailer.
Oh, they finally revealed it, huh?
Yeah. So I guess we could start with that. Let me get the watch party set up.
Okay. Yeah, I just yeah, you're not on
Yeah.
Parsec
Yeah.
anymore.
All right. Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
close out of this.
Yeah, that was mostly us just trying to test things out for whoever's watching or listening after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that was entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most set up thing, but we're still gearing things up, figuring things out.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm playing. One thing I want to do in my room is like another, not like big project. Um, although one of the ideas that came to my mind might be somewhat of a big project is what I want to do is set up like a desk, like
Yeah.
a mobile computer desk, not something too big, that has wheels, adjustable height, and everything,
Yeah.
and put it on over by my treadmill, so that way I can. And I also want to set up my entertainment center differently. I saw this thing from like on Amazon from IKEA,
Yeah.
and okay, and yeah, it's a whole thing I'm going to be doing. Multiple things at once because right now it's like I can't do anything on my computer. I have to like
Yeah.
option select.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fired it up and then I see like Jill's face. So who knows? Maybe some of those rumors are true. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna refill my
Yeah.
water here real quick. Before we get into it, and then it's like I'm not sure. Oh crap! I'm like getting So I'll be right back. I just realized there's something I could have done while you're on part deck. But I don't even know if I have everything set up for it properly. Oh, you there?
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there was something on Parsec I could have showed you just now. But I don't know
Yeah,
if I have everything set up properly.
yeah,
When it wouldn't take that long to do, just like properly set it up.
yeah. I
A
was
little
thinking
computer.
after the stream we could try me streaming to you again, but with the gameplay. Like I'll play,
Oh,
we'll
okay.
play Dead or Alive on the PC version and see how that works.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's I say I mean, not. I'm not trying to criticize, but you know, um, yeah, you sent me this picture. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was kind of a mess sometimes.
I mean, my main desktop upstairs is a lot neater than this, but since this is like the experiment and like do whatever the fuck on computer, I don't really
Yeah,
care too much.
yeah. This is like the one you're using. Like, wait, is this the one you have a Catchy OS on?
Yeah, I put away the hard drive I have it on, but yeah, I have it on this one.
Oh, okay. So you're running it off of a hard drive. I
Well,
see.
it's a SSD. I say hard drive all the time, but it's a SSD.
Oh, okay. I see. But so it's not. You didn't install it into like the internal like
No,
drive. You know what I
I got a SATA 2.5 and a USB connector, so I just had it like flopping about on that same area where you see that other external hard drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so yeah, I had it on top of that one, so it was just an even bigger mess of stuff on
Wow.
top of stuff.
Okay. Um. Yeah. I guess we can get into it. I'm actually setting things up as far as like what I want to show off. Real. It's just like a blast from the past I've told you about that.
Okay.
But anyways.
Yeah, so Summer Games Fest was today. We mentioned it earlier in the stream. Both of us didn't know that happened today until afterwards.
Yep.
And like I'm the kind of guy like in the past I used to like make sure to like get days off from work when like E3 was going to be. Now I feel like I could care less cuz the gaming industry is like such a trash fire right now and
E3 is like long gone, long dead as well.
yeah. But I know like all these companies still try to do some things that are roughly around the same time as when E3 was and I don't know, even something like this, like Resident Evil 9, this should be like some hype shit, but like I don't care.
I mean, I'm glad they're still. I mean, it's crazy to think that they've gone for 9 games, but it's also like how many. I have to wonder how many people. Cause like I think about like my brothers,
Yeah.
like they played the original Resident Evil, it's like on PS1 and some a little bit into the GameCube and stuff. Um, but I mean, they're all married now with kids. I mean, and I know there's like all the remakes and like re-releases they've done, like
Yeah.
since, but it's still like, they're. I mean, granted, the story kind of ended for like Resident Evil,
Yeah.
like back in uh, like with Resident Evil 5 almost. Feel like the main central story. I know there's like other stuff where it's like, oh, this guy was like this character is related to this character, and the conspiracy goes this deep, and it's like that's
Yeah.
neat, but I don't know who's keeping up with it anymore.
Yeah, and then like Resident Evil 8, Chris is a werewolf or something, but I didn't even pay much attention to that because when that came out, everybody was like, "Oh my god, the PC port is god awful." So,
Oh, well, I'll just say he's not a werewolf. I know that
oh,
for sure.
okay,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I guess
yeah,
without
let's
any
get
further
into this.
ado, let's rock. Oh, we're just going straight to the end, huh?
Blockbuster. See, when I hear blockbuster, I think like movie game.
Yeah. I mean, Resident Evil, it's kind of had movie elements,
Yeah,
in some form.
but when I hear it from Jeff's mouth, like it just makes it.
Like he's just talking it up.
Yeah, when I hear Jeff say blockbuster, I'm like, oh, we're in for a movie.
Yeah, I get it. So we got the FBI here,
Oh,
apparently.
super realistic 60 FPS graphics. Another unidentified disease. What could it be?
Well, I mean, there's multiple ones in the Resident Evil universe. It's not just the one.
Yeah. We have our quirky computer girl. Sure, she's gonna be
Doesn't,
important.
doesn't look like she definitely doesn't look like Hun again.
Oh, she's a glowy.
Must be green behind the ears, as you can see.
She's so quirky and into her computers.
Yeah. She can be the main character. Guess we'll find out. Hotel. Okay.
I'm guessing it's gonna be first person again.
Possibly. Oh wow, this is
Wow.
Raccoon City.
Okay, wow.
I mean, I've heard this is like a thing they're going to possibly do.
Yeah. Requiem.
So
Okay. Oh, they actually
Oh, everyone's like,
they have a
I
live
thought that
audience
was like
this year.
people. I thought people were like screaming in like the trailer.
Because I know the past few years they just did like an all digital thing.
Yeah. So it's starring a brand new character, huh?
Yeah.
Unless, you know what? Unless it's like supposed to be Jill, but she got her memory back in RE5, like whenever she was like briefly looking like Nina Williams.
Yeah.
Um, I'm assuming like your characters have to be like wearing like hazmat suits because I don't know if you know about Resident Evil 3 and how that ends.
No, not the ending.
Well, all that happens at the Resident Evil 3 is that Raccoon City gets freaking nuked.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and RE6 kind of deals with some of the aftermath of that. Like, literally, the
Yeah.
president gets like infected with like the virus of that game, and Leon actually ends up like having to like take him down.
Oh, wow.
And it's
Wasn't
like
there a spin-off just called Return to Raccoon City or something like that?
you're thinking of Operation Raccoon City. That's
Oh,
like this
okay.
weird like spin-off game where you're playing as a bunch of not hunks. You know who Hunk is, right?
No.
It's the guy with the gas mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. He's mostly known because for like in RE2 you have to play for get like the S rank,
Yeah.
and then you or maybe I don't remember. I can't remember if it's like S rank or A rank is like the best. But anyways, you beat the game, and then you like set up like a separate save, and you can go into what's called Fourth Survivor, where the game, as far as like the PS1 Resident Evils, like um Resident Evil 2 is generally considered to be like the easiest one.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, I'm like kind of distracted. I see like this.
Yeah. By the way, yeah.
I saw this like tick on like my DAC slash amp.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm like looking and I'm like trying to like.
Yeah. I was gonna
And
say.
now it's just a mark in my hand. Sorry, that was an awkward interruption.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you see it on the stream, but we have Wu Tang, and then we have Wu Chang, and then not that long ago we had Wu Kong. So.
Wait, let me see. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like the it's
Yeah.
Rex, like Dying Light, the third one. I'm assuming was that won't come out till like 2040.
No.
Yeah, season 3, Street Fighter 6.
Let's check out this one.
Which one?
You'll see. Is it gonna? God damn it! There we go. Team Clout. Oh my god.
Clout, huh? I cannot see any video. If I refresh, will that like mess this up?
I don't think so.
Here, let me just. Okay, okay, now I see something. Okay,
Okay. Cool.
yeah. I was just trying to see what season 3 was all about for Street Fighter 6.
Oh, we can watch that one next.
Okay.
Team Clout. Such a weird name.
Oh, that looks like the regenerators in RE4. Oh wow, you're just finding a bunch of naked zombies like at the end of RE1. First person, we have an AK or an AK-74.
I mean, these graphics are kind of crazy compared to Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, assuming these aren't like pre-rendered.
Yeah, assuming this is actually what the game looks like.
Which, why not at this point?
And you don't need like two 7090s to run it.
Yeah, that too. Okay, he had so much time you could like easily like went and aimed at him,
Yeah.
Okay, we have Legion. I am many.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Like that's like some Dead Space, like dismemberment.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that looks like a necromorph.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Big Daddy.
Okay.
I guess with a gun.
Yeah. This kind of impressed me more than the Resident Evil trailer.
Oh yeah. Again, there's no reason for it to not be real time. That's the thing as far as the footage goes.
Yeah.
Which is he says that poor little babies. I'm just reminded of Silent Hill 1. I don't know if you know about Silent Hill 1 and like how they changed some of the enemies from like one region to another.
Oh no, I didn't.
Actually, I don't know if it's regions. There's like different versions, but basically, there's the initial enemies are like these like small childlike looking ones, and I think like they changed it up like whenever the final game came out because I guess it was too. I think it was like the sound effect or the design looked too similar to children. I mean, this is like PS1 graphics.
Yeah.
But still, So.
Yeah. I was gonna say like, I know Resident Evil has kind of been all in on like the cinematic aspect, but in terms of like gameplay direction for a first-person horror game, like this definitely catches my interest more than Resident Evil 9.
Well, the thing is, Resident Evil 9, for all we know, could just be a third-person game, and honestly, I kind of would.
I would like it to be, because then I could play it.
Well, that, and also, I mean, to me, like doing the first-person thing, that made sense when like VR was fresh, it was brand new, and that was like.
And it was also kind of writing off like the sort of like horror
Um,
revival of like Slender
Amnesia,
Man and Amnesia. Yeah, back
Outlast, yes,
then.
Slender Man, and all it's crazy. All that. And the only reason I know about this game is because I saw like a video about it. All that is basically them just like ripping off. There's this one obscure PS1 game, and I say
Yeah.
it's obscure because it has the same fate as Terra Enigma on SNES, where it came out in Japan and Europe, but not in the US for some reason.
Uh,
And the game is called, I think it's called like Dark Messiah in Japan, and I think it's called something else in Europe. But
uh,
basically, it's like the same premise where you're a guy in like first person, and you're trying to run away from this enemy trying to kill you, pretty
yeah.
much. There's like a little bit more to it. Like there's other characters you can get that can, depending on how long you survive with them, and they have like different abilities and such. You can get different endings, but
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Let's hop into Street Fighter.
granted, I've already seen like a leak of who's possibly going to be in this. So
Okay. I did see. I just scrolled past like a picture on Twitter, and
we got Alex,
yeah.
from Third Strike. He's like the main character of Third Strike.
Okay.
They're trying to push for, kind
Yeah.
of. He's like a grappler, but he's like an easier grappler than like Zangief.
Yeah.
Oh, Crimson Viper. He's from Street Fighter 4. Zoner.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This character is so unusual because she technically debuted in Capcom Fighting Evolution. The
Oh
legal
yeah,
new
yeah,
gen.
yeah.
That's like terrible. Hell yeah. My
It's
main.
about
Or one of
time.
my mains from Street Fighter 2. I guess they gave they have footage. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I like his redesign.
Yeah. I
And
forgot.
again, he's like once. Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
forgot to mention during the Resident Evil trailer. It looks like they. I don't know if you noticed, but like that Resident Evil engine, like people's teeth always look kind of weird. It looks like they finally fixed that.
Yeah, I think they do. I think for Street Fighter 6, they try to do some things to make it look a little bit more stylized. Um,
Yeah.
as opposed to like Resident Evil, where it's trying to go for more realism.
Yeah.
Um, just because like Street Fighter 6, you have those like crazy. You know what the focus attack is in Street Fighter 4?
I think so. I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you do this. You push two buttons, and then like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
guard break. We can also like parry and recover health off of it.
Yeah.
Whenever you do what's essentially that in Street Fighter 6, you got to make it like stylish. 'Cause, I mean, Street Fighter's always been cartoonish.
Yeah.
In terms of the graphics. Even like even when they do like the like 3D stuff, like the EX games, which yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just say the first two are fine. The third one, it's good, but yikes, the graphics. Like even for launch PS2, it's
Yeah.
like unacceptable. Like the game is fun, but
Yeah.
um, but anyways,
Yeah. I mean, we already know what this game looks like. I just want to see if the
what they're
launch
doing.
trailer.
It's
Yeah.
like they're finally releasing it.
Yeah,
for
I
real
think it comes
this
out
time.
like July 1st or something.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's better optimized.
Yeah, I think that was like a problem on your end, right?
Yeah, but even like the Series X version was kind of not too great.
I see.
Hope the song isn't copyright.
Yeah. I like how they have like, I mean, I guess it's all stylized
Yeah,
because like the robots look kind of funky.
yeah.
And I just imagine whatever song it says, the comments are like, Anyone here from the Mecha Break trailer? Dog tags. All I gotta say is I hope they made the game a little bit like a better tutorial and everything. You know,
Yeah.
probably not though. You know,
Hopefully better matchmaking.
that too. I'm just not into games where you have to like go and unlock everything, and then it's like that's when you can like really get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they let you buy a fair amount of stuff in the demo after
Yeah, but it's
playing a
like,
couple of matches, so
but it's like, how
hopefully,
is that gonna apply to like the final game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know if it's still going to be free to play or if it's going to be like a full thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that song was at least 3 different languages.
Could be like a whole bunch of them, like, you know,
Like I heard,
some near automata sort of thing.
yeah, because I heard
Yeah.
French and Japanese and English.
Yeah, well, the thing about Nier, from what I understand, is like the vocals for the songs in Nier,
Yeah.
like they were told, she was told, like, think of what English would sound like 10,000 years into the future or something, like weird like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we might as well watch this stupid.
I'm looking at it at Ichiban, and it's just like,
Yeah, we might as well get this out of the way.
I'll say have my thoughts. I already have kind of my thoughts about,
Yeah.
you know, just roll the trailer. Just roll it. Yeah, we have Sonic because he's Mr. Sega.
Well, this game has gotten to, with all the leaks, this game has gotten to the point where it's like, yeah, I kind of am surprised Sonic is in this game.
Why was it like initially not going to be like
No, just with
anyone
all
else?
like the weird crossover stuff, like SpongeBob and all that shit.
Oh, I guess I didn't see it. I mean, I know they got the Sonic Riders guys. At least they have their own like unique like vehicles.
Yeah,
For,
I hope
you
it
know.
plays like Riders, because if it doesn't, there's no point in doing that.
Got good old Hatsune Miku. You know,
So this one I
fine.
don't have a problem with. I'm fine with that. She's pretty much a Sega character.
I'll have to save my thoughts till after the trailer.
Yeah.
But, you know, about good old Ichiban here.
I don't know
Joker, because-
if it's the same developer, but the graphics just don't look as impressive. Like
For Joker, you mean?
no, for like the game in general. Like comparing this to Racing Transformed, like that was like over a
okay.
decade ago, and this
Yeah, this
game,
isn't like that big of a step up, you know.
yeah. And like if it is the same developer, it's like, come on, guys, this,
Sumo Digital.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
So, oh wait, is there something else? Oh, he's got
Boo
like,
this
some
man.
comments.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. Oh, he's actually speaking English,
Yeah.
or trying to speak English, anyways.
Okay, so that's why it looks like that. That's why it looks like Sonic Frontiers, but slightly better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, guys, you're not
Wow.
beating Mario Kart
The
World.
balls on this man to say that.
Yeah, Mario Kart is grabbing this guy by the pussy.
SpongeBob? Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's what everyone knew was coming.
I thought they were doing like a Jack Black collaboration, kind of like how they had like the Yogg's cast thing, or like
yeah.
Danica Patrick, like
Yeah.
random like real life person. Like, what are they gonna do? Eventually crossover with like Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
and like anytime he gets like a boost, he's like, Jamie, boost me up, you know. All right, so
Go on.
here's the thing about Ichiban. If he was like either like tag teaming with Kiryu, or he was like in addition to Kiryu, I wouldn't mind him.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's only got like 2 games to his
Yeah.
name, like as far as like the whole series. And look, they've been like releasing like all of them on like everything.
Yeah.
Like it went from being like like most people probably don't realize this, but Yakuza used to be, or I'm sorry, Like a Dragon. Look, I'm calling it Yakuza because look, if they keep doing titles like a Dragon, the man who erased his name, I'm gonna go to Subway and start eating that before I make any say the titles again. You know. So, anyways, they've always been only on Sony
Yeah.
up until
The
like
Wii U.
well, yeah, the Wii U, but that was like Japan only.
Yeah.
Like even that was like just like a PS3 port, and said PS3 port was also Japan only.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the only reason that series even came back because for a while, like in the mid 2010s, like after Dead Souls, which sold like dog crap,
Yeah.
which I've never played. I mean, the game people like hate on it because it almost killed the series coming over to Japan or the United States. It's a fine game. It's not part of the canon, obviously, but you just play it just to have fun with it.
Yeah.
To just they're just taking the piss out of like a trend from like the early that period of time in history.
Yeah.
Culturally. But so Yakuza 5 doesn't come out initially on PS3. Eventually, it comes out in 2015, like 3 years later, and it's like a whole like I don't know if it was like crowdfunding or if it was like a what's the change.org site
I know,
sort of thing. Which,
like because at the time I watched game trailers / what they would eventually become Easy Allies, and I know they
Okay.
kind of rode the Yakuza series pretty hard, like in terms of like trying to get more people aware of it
yeah,
and stuff. Like they pushed it really hard, on their like podcasts and stuff, and well, I don't watch those guys anymore because they went like super ultra SJW giga retard.
yeah. I
And,
mean, I was gonna say I think that was like their side they took once GamerGate happened.
yeah. Well, even then, like during Gamergate, they weren't like too retarded. It was like it was definitely like after Trump though they started like being more and more
Like,
vocal
you guys are
about
just a
stuff.
bunch of like, every ist and ism we can pull out of our list of words we're allowed to label you as.
Yeah.
Um,
And like
and
one of their main like producer guys every time like because they would during their weekly podcast they would talk about game announcements and releases whether or not they actually like gave a shit about it. So anytime something like I remember one big one was like when the SNK heroines came out.
oh, okay, yeah, that game.
Yeah, the one guy on there, he was like, "Come on, guys, don't be sexist. Don't buy that game. Be a better person." So like, a lot of shit like that would happen.
Like he's taking a joke game seriously. Like
Yeah,
that. Like when I say joke, I mean you can't even crouch in the game.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was something I read. I thought because I
Yeah.
thought about like buying it, and I was like,
I
this
have
would
it on
be like,
Switch, but I never really put any time into it.
yeah, it's like it's kind of like when I bought Garfield Kart twice, and I just played
Yeah.
with one brother's like a big Garfield fan. We played like I think one race, and he was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
It gave him a smile, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
And then like
which I
later,
think they announced like a third one.
Yeah.
This Summer Games Fest. But anyways, go ahead.
yeah, and then later on they like at one point they had they would have polls for like what games they should play on their streams, and enough people said Dead or Alive Volleyball at one point that it got into their actual poll, and
The
people
third one, I'm assuming.
yeah, it was yeah, the PS4 one. And 1 week it did win by like a big margin, and
And they overruled it. I bet.
yeah, and not even because like they announced that they were going to stream it and they were going to play it, and then one of their mods / patron supporters threw a big hissy fit about it. She's like, "Oh, this
Okay.
is, yeah." She was like your typical like California SJW looking girl, like colored hair, nose rings, tattoos, all that
Oh,
shit.
there's actually like a picture of this.
Yeah, she used
Woman?
to. Yeah, she used to use her real picture for her profile thing on Twitch, and yeah, and she,
I'm sure people. I'm sure 4chan had a field day on that one.
yeah, and I think at one point later on, she did get into a relationship with one of the guys from Easy Allies. But yeah, she threw a hissy fit that day. So like, early the day they announced they were gonna play it, she threw a hissy fit, and then they were like, "All right, guys, we're gonna play a different game."
It's like, if you don't
And
want to play, go in the other room and come back when we're done. Like I
yeah,
don't know.
and they would just like regularly like, after, especially after that, they would regularly like dunk on any games with like the slightest hint of sexuality in it, unless it's gay, because then that's okay.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just remember it seemed like Yakuza 5, they had that push, and Yakuza 0, it's like, that's when like people started getting, and partly because that was like you could actually start the series off and not just jump into Yakuza, because before your only option was like jumping into Yakuza free, and it's like, yeah, you have the
Yeah.
recaps that every game up to Yakuza 4 had.
Yeah.
Yakuza 6 also had it, but it wasn't like, it was just like text summaries, not like Kiryu narrating over it like in Yakuza 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Um,
And then like how
so
we complain about like how it got all these like normies and SJWs into the franchise as well. And
yeah, Yakuza 7 specifically, like
yeah,
not even like 0,
yeah,
it's specifically Yakuza 7, like
yeah.
in 2020 when
And
that was when, yeah,
I do think a lot of that came from like Easy Allies and their pushing it to their audience and trying to get more people to come in, because that's their audience now. Because I'm pretty sure
yeah,
everyone who was like me left a long time ago.
yeah. And the thing is, like they go and act like Yakuza 7. Oh, well, this is like a good entry point, and it's like from I'll just say it can be,
Yeah,
but you're not going to have like the same like impact of seeing like some of these characters, um, and like knowing who they are if you haven't played the other ones. And Yakuza 8, like forget about it. Like
yeah,
if you're trying to do like Kiryu's, it's called like the bucket list. It's a base. Yakuza 7. They basically it's just Persona. It's not
oh,
okay. It's
okay,
not exactly Persona, like the battle system and the drink links and stuff.
yeah,
There's some differences to it, but it's very Persona inspired. That's what I'll say. And
yeah,
like Yakuza's like Kiryu's like uh, drink link thing, whatever with
yeah,
Date is like if you have not played any of the other games, you're not gonna know of Kiryu's relationship with this character and this
yeah,
character and this character, and then like Kiryu, why he's like if you haven't played like especially Yakuza 6, you have to have played Yakuza 6 to know like one why he's in the situation that he's in, because that thing ends with him almost. Anyways, I'm about to spoil. There's a lot
all,
of things I would.
all this to
Before we just,
say,
yeah,
Sega should really stop trying to make Ichiban a thing.
yeah. Well, I think honestly at this point they should just. I don't want to say end the series, but like, and I hate to say like reboot because that's like what a lot of
Yeah,
companies are. I feel like what happened is because like they had that game that they revealed that was like doesn't look anything like Yakuza that they're making.
yeah,
I have a feeling they probably realized, okay, look, running out of ideas. Judgment, we can't do that because one actor they thought they were gonna, if they put it on PC, they're gonna strip like. I don't. I think it's not necessarily the main actor. It's also like because there's in those games
yeah,
that they map faces onto.
yeah,
Um, Specifically female live actors. So I know the first Judgment. You might not know about this, but like one of the villains, he was actually played by this one actor who, after the game, not long after the game came out, it came out in like Japanese media that he was dealing drugs,
oh yeah, I remember hearing that story. Yeah, and they like
and just like with
went back in and like
the
recast his character and
yeah,
changed
I mean, there's
everything.
and there's obviously mods and like comparison videos to like be like, oh, this is what it was like before.
Yeah,
Um, but it's a similar situation with Tanimura. But I think it was like actually legit and not like a miss like communication because they thought he was like dealing like actual cocaine,
oh,
the Tanimura actor, and this guy I think was doing like actual like drugs.
okay,
But even then, still, the guy was basically like effectively like canceled in like a more harsh way than it happens in like the U.S. is my understanding.
Yeah, because I know they
Um,
don't really tolerate like people doing drugs in general there,
yeah,
which is weird to me that like Kojima
excuse
gets
me.
away with it because he's tweeted like, "Oh, Troy Baker brought me some weed." Like,
Well, yeah, that's because he's Hideo Kojima.
yeah,
You know, he can get away with a lot of stuff that somehow that other people can't.
yeah,
So
but
yeah,
yeah,
I don't think I just don't think Ichiban like I just think the tone shift is like too much.
yeah,
Like I get he's like a sillier character, they're referencing Dragon Quest, and I think he's supposed to, he's imagining things and stuff, and that's cute for like one game,
yeah,
or like if it was like a spin-off, that would be one thing, but like to make the main entry
yeah. If his games
like
were
what
the
is
spin-off games and like Judgment was like where the series went, like I think
yeah.
it would be a lot easier to stomach.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of wish they would make more of those games, because
Yeah,
it's a fresh new direction. It's not just, oh, the Tojo clan is doing
yeah,
this again, or they're resurrecting the Tojo clan,
yeah.
but it's actually a big giant conspiracy to do whatever, and it's
It's
also
like
tied in with this nuclear waste thing. And
Kiryu's 80
anyways,
years old and on life support. Let's follow his adventures.
yeah, and he's totally gonna die this time, guys.
Yeah,
Not unlike in 6 or 3 or 2. Not to spoil things. I know you haven't played all of them.
yeah,
But there's like several times where they take out
yeah.
him dying. So, anyways,
Yeah, this
yeah,
I see something here that's giving me some DEI vibes, so let's check it out.
gonna say it's either gonna be Kojima or something else. Oh, this one, Arc Raiders. I see the name and I just said it, and I'm just thinking about Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The dinosaur game.
Yeah. Anticipate. I
We
never
have
heard of this shit.
yeah. This is what is this? The aesthetics remind me of like a Commodore 6. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever used like Emulation Station? Like it has like different themes for the systems.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. Explosion. And she survived,
Got a strong female pro tag.
or
Our
was it
quirky,
Nightmare?
strong female pro tag with her political
Yep.
posters and
This is our city for the game. Open world. Arc Fret. I'm assuming that's like an acronym or something.
yeah, probably.
Zip lines from Call of Duty. I think there's like 1 or 2 maps in multiplayer that actually had that in Black Ops 1. And we have like the Reapers from Mass Effect. At least that's what the sound effect reminds me of. Coming October 30th. It doesn't exactly look like a horror game.
Yeah, that's pretty soon, and they didn't really show much.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of cutscenes and
Yeah.
no actual gameplay.
I
Like,
didn't
at
even
least,
get to like hear any dialogue from the cutscenes. Like, what's the story hook really? Like,
well, I mean, we hear some characters talking, but it's like that's like every trailer ever nowadays.
yeah, it's just
isn't
like
it?
some like nonsense that's like neither here nor there. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as retarded as I thought it would, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Sweet Baby Ink is involved with that.
So Death Stranding 2 is apparently going to be a big giant beach episode, or
Oh,
it's only going to be on like a tropical island.
yeah. I
I'm
don't
just,
know.
I'm
I've
just,
played 8 hours of the first one, and I don't care.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I know it's not just running around, but when that's like most of the game, from what I
Yeah.
understand. I mean, I know you can get like vehicles, and you can make like zip lines and other stuff. Like, isn't that the whole thing? Where like, oh, you're like all about rebuilding connections in
Yeah, it's
society or
basically
something
like
like that.
yeah, you are rebuilding the roads and the ways to get around and stuff, but it's like that stuff isn't really fun.
Yeah,
And then you do get combat in between, and it's kind of like thrilling the first couple times, but after that, it's like it just feels like a less impressive version of like Metal Gear.
yeah, and I think he said he was wanting to make his own like his own bloodstained, Mighty Number Nine Metal Gear. Recently, I saw like a headline about that. I forget what the game was called.
Yeah,
Um, I will say it is funny that the weapons you use for are they called are they literally called Death Strandings
I don't,
or DTs or whatever those like ghost apparition things that like try to bury you alive?
I don't remember, but I don't think anyone just straight up said Death Strandings
Okay,
in what I
I I,
played.
I I remember just seeing like some footage of the gameplay and like, oh, if you don't do this, the Death Stranding will happen or something like that. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's just like something that happens in the world. But I just
yeah,
know like you fight it with like your own like piss and shit, and it's like okay,
yeah,
this definitely what you have quite the imagination there, Shima.
yep,
Um, I know I've heard the ending of the game like or like the reveal that the character is actually like a survivor of like an abortion attempt,
oh, okay.
which was like I mean I don't know if you cared about spoilers or not, but
No,
I
because
heard that
I'm probably never gonna go back to it.
yeah, but I heard that I was like thinking, well, that's certainly a character origin story there.
Yeah,
You don't hear about that many characters.
I'm surprised like the woke side like don't have an issue with that because that's kind of like a pro life thing.
Yeah, it and that going back to Yakuza real quick, I will say having Yakuza 6, um, without getting into spoilers, the fact that Sega is embracing the woke the way it
Yeah,
is like really disappointing because that game is it's very much about family. That's what I'll
yeah.
say.
I think
Without
that's what
saying,
put me off from like finishing a lot of the other Yakuza games I started, is that
yeah,
like I feel like all roads lead to like where we are right now, and then just like learning more about localization that I didn't know back then when I was playing those games, it makes it
yeah,
harder to enjoy.
yeah. Well, at least they don't really start doing all that stuff until like after Yakuza 6, really.
Yeah,
Um, at least from what I've seen, because I mean, I know, look, I know Yakuza, they have all these sub stories and every stuff, all the stuff you can do. And to me, that's cute.
yeah,
But it's the kind of thing if I really want to experience, I'll go just look up like a YouTube video for it because
yeah,
I have enough games to play. I mean, not that I'm like, I'm just saying I'm not a completionist,
yeah,
it's nice that the content's there. Um, but I got plenty of games to play.
yeah.
Um,
I don't really see anything else here that's like particularly like super interesting.
Yeah, like Hitman World of Assassination. I sure hope you like the what is it like 9 other Hitman games
Yeah.
that have been out like there's like
Yeah,
six
I
of them
know. I saw this on
original
Twitter
ones.
earlier. They're gonna have the villain from 007 Casino Royale have his own like little DLC episode in Hitman, which I guess is cool, but like, why? Like,
Literally the only 007 movie I saw, and this was only because my brother rented it from like Redbox. Rest in peace.
yeah.
Uh, yeah that closed down, right? They died, or is it still around?
Um, I think they killed. I didn't watch the last one because like they got a bunch of like
Well, no,
feminine.
but no, I meant like Redbox. Is
Oh,
that like still
Redbox.
around,
No,
or is
those
it
are done. I think
okay?
like I think maybe early last year was like the last chance you would have had to like find one in the wild.
Yeah, because I haven't seen any like even in my local town.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like was it like No Time to Die was the one we saw, um, and that's where they kill off.
Oh yeah, that's a super woke one with yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my brother, he doesn't know about all that, so
Yeah.
he didn't really know. But it's like the last one. I'm assuming with Daniel O'Brien, unless they pull some like, oh, he actually survives like a nuke somehow,
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming they're all the different actors, like the 007s, like they're their own like universe or
Kind of.
continuity.
Sometimes they just kind of like play fast and loose with it. Like it might be, it might not be. Like who cares? Kind of approach they take to it. But I know the first one with Daniel Craig was like a straight reboot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
So
just remember, there was like a Review Tech USA video back in the day where he said like Halo 4 outsold like 007,
oh
like back in like 2012 when that came out.
yeah. Yeah, I mean this is cool because like Casino Royale, I think that came out like 2007, and that was like one of the best Bond movies. But like, why are we doing this now? Like,
Oh, really? I think I actually have that one. Believe it or not, I actually got that from a store I usually get Blu-rays, DVDs from.
yeah, that's a good one to watch if you have it. And like it's Mads Mikkelsen. He plays the villain, and that's who they're bringing in this Hitman DLC. He plays Le Chiffre. I think that's how you
Yeah, I was
pronounce
gonna
it.
say I tell like it's like Mads Mikkelsen and
Yeah.
Hakan Abrak, whoever
Yeah.
that is.
And it's like
Excuse me.
he was good in that movie, but like his villain wasn't anything like super crazy. Like he's not the Joker, like
Yeah.
I don't know what the hype is here.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the stream right now.
Wait, no, wait,
one more.
wait. The Switch 2! Yeah!
Oh,
yeah,
right,
I got the
yeah,
Switch 2!
yeah.
I got the Switch 2! I said, I complained, you guys shouldn't have bought the Switch 2, but I wouldn't have bought it anyways, because, there was plenty of extras, sitting there. Like every content creator,
Yeah.
like Mudahar.
Yeah, Mudahar was
the
the
other
biggest one I saw, and then you sent me RGT 85.
Oh yeah, RGT 85, the one I about was
Yeah.
like the retro problem and like all this videos where he just has his like beanie
Yeah.
hat and whatever.
Oh, I just went on Mudahar's page. Switch
Yeah,
2
I'm seeing
dropped,
it.
and it's not impressive. Like, geez. If only.
like he just bought it just like for content,
Yeah. It's like if you wanted to dunk on it, you could have just watched somebody else's tear down and like be like, oh, it's not that great.
and just like did like a video response,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have to probably get like, excuse me, like permission, but yeah, it's basically like just to switch. I mean, I guess some games are running better. Like I heard, like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I heard
like,
there's
really running-
actually like a lot of games like in backwards compatibility that like don't even need a patch. They're just running like brute force. They're running better.
It's almost like maybe this was their whole plan all along. Like, oh, it runs like crap. Doesn't matter. It'll be on the Switch too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of is like, yeah, that's kind of not exactly the best practice, Nintendo, but
Yeah.
they know people will buy. I mean, look, there was Emp Lemon,
Who?
Emp Lemon, Downward Spiral guy.
Oh, I never knew his name, but yeah.
Well, he had like this thing called the Downward Diary, and
Yeah.
I think his latest video is about like he's not surprised by the Switch 2 prices because people, and this is actually something he actually brings up a good point. Like, think about all the stuff people have bought for the Switch 1, like the accessories,
Yeah.
games, controllers, everything. And they're like, well, if people are willing to buy this much stuff, why don't we just buy, it'll be, that's why the prices are going as crazy as they are,
Yeah.
Switch to an aluminum-based deodorant.
And then I don't know. Did you watch the teardown video I sent you the other day?
I don't think I did.
Okay, that's fine.
You
We
mentioning
can.
that. No, no,
Yeah.
like visuals, like coming back. This is what
Yeah,
that
we
looked
can.
like.
I'll pull it up right now. It's
Probably because I was like at work or something. But,
yeah, that's fine. Um, it's just there's just like two points in this where it's like really Nintendo. All right.
Yeah, it was like a full disassembly or something.
Yeah.
I know there's also that. What's that one? The Jerry Rig guy. He also
Yeah.
did like, which
Yeah, he like literally like tries to kill those things and then I saw someone tweet about it and they're like, oh, he gave it a pretty good rating, but like from what I saw in this, I'm not too impressed.
Oh, there we go. It's
Oh yeah, are you seeing it?
hold on. Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, so that color in there, that's a sticker. Like I was not expecting that. That like
Oh, real? Oh, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say that's just like looks like the design.
yeah, I thought it was just like
Like, oh,
colored
they're trying to be
plastic or metal or
colorful.
something. Yeah, but it's just a sticker. Like what the hell, Nintendo? So like if you
I
want to
think the
repair your thing, like you got to take that off and just like hope you don't fuck it up.
That actually reminds me. Speaking of teardowns and some of the stuff we talk about,
Yeah.
um, people have tried reverse engineering the Switch 2, just like the Switch 1,
Yeah.
and apparently Nintendo has engineered this thing to where even the slightest change in like voltage
Yeah.
locks you out, like it bricks it.
Oh,
I don't know if it like
wow.
irreversibly bricks it. This is just like something on the gamer. It's not on
Well,
a certain forum that
if that's
you
true,
and I
then that's another reason I'm not gonna be running out to get this thing anytime soon.
yeah, I mean it's yeah, it's
I
actually like wild. I'm
yeah
sure they saw with the Switch One, whenever what happened, they're probably
yeah
looking at Nvidia like wanting to rip
yeah,
their hair out,
and
because
now they have that clause in their terms and conditions where like they're allowed to remotely brick your thing if they detect any custom
yeah, I think
firmware or whatever.
I think my understanding was it was always there, but it was like this was like being a little bit more explicit
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so I think
So
someone already did find the exploit. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
oh really? For the Switch 2?
Yeah, I think it was like this morning or something. Oh yeah, this was June 5th. Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah,
so it's like he's writing like a program.
yeah,
Something.
nothing crazy, but yeah,
Well, that didn't take very long.
yeah. So Nintendo did all that, potentially fucking innocent people over, and someone still,
Well, I'm gonna say here's why my opinion about the Switch 2. Right now, I'm probably not going to. Well,
I was planning on getting one like next year or something.
I was about to say something, but I don't know what I should say.
Yeah.
If I should say some of the stuff while we're live.
Yeah, well, I'm
Um,
just gonna say, like, I was planning on picking up the Switch 2 next year, maybe on a sale or a bundle or something. But now, like, between the prices, what I've seen in this teardown video,
the
and
fact that it's not using Hall effect sticks, or it's using like something that they engineered, but it's still not like a Hall effect
yeah,
stick.
between
Some
that
people,
and then, prices of games and Nintendo's policies, and then on top of that, like, the shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the gender thing with the Mii's. They removed
yeah, I
genders
mean
from Mii's.
them doing the body type thing, which
Yeah, like
pretty much every entertainment company, like every big company is doing
yeah, like
when it comes to like
hello Nintendo,
customization stuff.
this shit lost at the polls last year. Like you don't need to do
Well,
that.
here's the thing. You say that. I was actually like looking at Yahoo Finance while at work
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
um, and I saw it's stuff about like DEI policies at like Walmart,
yeah,
all these companies, and it's like, look, you say that that stuff lost at the polls last year, um, maybe so, but what they're doing is they're like, I mean, I've seen like articles like when Trump won again.
Yeah.
That like, okay, we're just gonna have to wait until 4 years later. Just gonna sit, try to endure everything
Yeah.
because I think what they're also banking on, especially with certain uh, things that they've been doing, is trying to slow everything down as
Yeah,
much as
of
they
course.
can and wait till like midterms, and then they're gonna do the whole impeachment again.
Yeah.
Even though at this point, I don't know what the whole point would be to try to impeach him
Yeah, like they
because
did it twice
he's
already and nothing
because the
happened,
whole
so
well that and also like unless a certain Tennessean senators like measures go through, um, this is gonna be Trump's last term.
yeah.
And I know some people will be like, well, what about JD Vance? What about Elon Musk? Even though he had that big argument,
Yeah.
like this morning or yesterday or
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
Um,
here's the thing. There's good things Musk is doing, especially with Doge and stuff, and it's extremely unfortunate that Congress didn't like codify that stuff.
yeah, the Republicans
But
are not like fighting for it. Yeah,
yeah, the GOP, they're being their establishment selves, of course. But
yeah,
the downsides to people like Elon and JD Vance is they have no problem, replacing like illegal immigrants. Sure, they'll get them the hell out of here, but they have no problem being like, oh well, these people
well,
came
especially
here
like
legally on
violent
H one
ones. Yeah,
Bs, yeah, on H1B visas, and like they have no problem
yeah.
replacing us with like 2 billion Indians. You know?
Well, the whole problem, like what why do they want to do that? They're trying to do that because they're trying to get around laws regarding like minimum wage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, there's a lot of things that can be done to like try to resolve that issue to where we're not dependent on, like you said, H1Bs or you know workarounds to like, because I mean, I get it. You can't pay everyone the rate that they're supposed to because you know money is inflated. We're drowning in debt in
yeah,
more ways than one. Um, there's all these other logistical issues you got to. Um, but there's like so many solutions I could think I would think that that they could consider to try to resolve those issues, because the whole minimum wage thing, that's like mostly an artifact of like the 1800s and like union stuff.
yeah. And that's
Like,
largely like state by state, anyways. So like the
yeah,
problem lies with the states that raise it all the time.
yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, when you talk about like social stuff like abortion and all that, like that was like a federal law thing, and whenever they made the decision, when the Supreme Court made the decision, it did like was it 21 or 22,
Yeah,
whatever. It threw it back to the states, and that's I mean that's what it's really supposed to be. Like, I don't know like what the countries are people who listen to us are, but
yeah,
the thing about America, like one of the things that it makes America unique compared to like pretty much every European country. I know there's like European Union, but that's not. Let's just say Europe's not exactly too hot, and that's partially because of them being a union.
yeah,
Um, and the whole point is like each and every state, like if you don't like your government in your state, and things aren't, price of houses aren't inflated or whatever, like they are right now, um, it's let's turn this down. It's like distracting me. But like part of it, if you don't like your government, you can like go from like, if you don't like whatever Montana is doing, you move to Washington or Idaho or
yeah,
uh, Texas, wherever.
yeah. Oh,
You
by
can
the way,
go to
he's
somewhere
about to
else.
show off like the flex in the
Yeah, the Ben. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Ben
yeah,
Gate. Yeah, it's like
yeah. And Nintendo was like, "Oh, this will be stronger," and like all the people on Reddit who complain about the Joy-Con rail were like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be so much better." It's like
the
it's already
magnet's not
flexing, and the
exactly
man hasn't
strong.
even turned his switch on.
Yeah, he hasn't turned it on. I wonder if it'll even with how he reassembled it.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know if he ever like made a post like, oh, it's like screwed up now, or
I don't even know if he turns it on in this video afterwards to make sure it still works.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if like that, all that stuff about like, oh, they check everything like came out like yeah, whenever he filmed the video, because
Yeah.
um, but yeah,
Yeah, because this came
like
out
all
like
the
pretty early on the day that the Switch came out, so I don't even think he. I think he like got this, probably picked it up from GameStop at midnight, rushed home, and
yeah,
filmed this video.
yeah, which makes sense, but
Yeah,
but yeah, there's a lot of social issues, and yeah, I mean, with JD Vance, I know we mostly talk about like Musk, H1Bs, and also by extension Vivek.
yeah,
I know some people will be like, "Oh man, Vivek's so based."
yeah. I mean,
Also, he's gonna
he
replace
knows
us.
how to say what people want to hear, especially on Twitter. But that one thing
Yeah,
with the Americans are all lazy and we need to replace them with 8 billion Indians. Like,
yeah.
come on, bro.
It's
Like
like
you just shot like I don't know if he was born in this country or not, but you just shot any chance you have at being the president.
yeah, yeah. Being a president, I mean, he was already like, wasn't he like in the run for being considered by Trump
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
that's
And
right.
then,
Yeah, he was running for president, so I guess he was born here.
well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, but like even JD Vance, like look at his wife.
yeah,
I'm not. Hey, look, we're not saying that immigrants can't like have an appreciation for the country, anything like that. That's not what we're
yeah.
saying. What we're saying is people who
When
live
you have an
here.
Indian wife and you're like, hey, let's get a bunch of H-1B workers over here, it's
It's
kind of
like,
calls into
gee, I wonder
question your.
why you think that,
Yeah,
or like at least part of the reason why you think that,
yeah,
because like I said, there's other reasons why they want to. But a lot of them, it's kind of like how like socialism, people always always people online in certain communities that are not connected to reality.
yeah,
Um, they act like, oh, real socialism hasn't been tried. I think I could totally do it, and it's like
yeah. Okay.
you realize that here's the problem with socialism. The thing with socialism, it sounds like, oh, this is going to be like a perfect, it's going to be like the Garden of Eden. We're going to remake it. Everything's free. You don't have to work anymore. We can grow our own food and just share it amongst each other. It's like, okay, but what about someone who really wants to eat? What
Yeah,
if someone wants to work out and put on a bunch of muscle? What if someone is just a selfish asshole and just wants to have like eat like 5 hamburgers a day or something,
yeah,
and everyone else is like, it's so you can you cannot abolish private property and have like a stable society.
yeah,
Think about it this way as well. Like every country that's like even like I know people like to be like, oh, fascism and like not socialism, and like they're opposing things. Well, the whole term not. We're like 2 hours in, so I can
yeah,
say like the whole term Nazi is short for National Socialists
yeah,
when you get right down to it.
yeah,
Maybe some things are a little bit different in the philosophy and some practice, but it's like a horseshoe theory where like the extremes. Yeah, there might be some differences, but for your average person who isn't part of like the protected class, read the people that the rulers like and trust,
yeah,
that aren't going to like backstab them. They're going to you know think about all the people that they kill, or not even necessarily like innocent civilians, but like even their own like officers and stuff.
yeah,
You know, like I know there's that one. There's the meme with like with Hitler
yeah,
and like downfall, and I know that's like an abridged version of what actually happened. Like it's
yeah,
like because it was like a 30-minute like rant. He's like, I should have. I know one of them is he's like, I should have lined them all up and killed them
yeah,
just like Stalin. It's like, it's like, people can say what they think about like, oh, if only he did this and that, it might, it's like you don't want to be in a situation where your life or people's lives you care about is under the sort of Damocles like that,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean,
So this
these
whole like,
people, they don't have any
yeah,
power, and they already want to like kill anyone who thinks differently than them, and they think that somehow their ideology isn't fascism.
yeah, and it's like they always talk about like solutions to this and that problem. It's like, okay, maybe if you know, would it be nice to be able to solve issues like like life that's the fact that we have a limited lifespan and stuff like that, and like like why aren't we at the moon yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, I'd like to look forward to. Like imagine if we could like go to the moon or go to Mars. You know, like in like police knots and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
Um,
Elon wants to go to Mars, but he wants 2 billion Indians to do it.
yeah, it's like, dude, shouldn't you be trying to get the best guys to and gals to do this? You
Yeah.
know,
It's like, haven't
I mean,
enough rockets exploded? Like,
yeah, yeah, and you run into other issues like, okay, how many resources one not to like prototype and test this thing constantly? It's like the like
yeah,
we've
like
only
you can't
gotten up to
afford
like the
to like
moon.
waste just shit on like Ranjit.
Yeah, yeah, we've only gotten up to the moon. Like, and if you look at like the facts of like how out even Mars or any other planets are, like it's not going to be. It's like, dude, that's I don't know when that's going to be. If it's going to ever happen, I mean, it may never happen. You know,
Yeah.
for all we know. I mean, it's going to be so far off that it's going to be like our great 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 and children
Yeah.
who like maybe get to see that, and even then, there's going to be problems there too. I mean, there's always going to be problems,
Yeah.
of any kind. Um, unfortunately, the world's not perfect. People aren't perfect. I mean, you told me about what a certain thing in your life.
Yeah.
Um, before we were streaming about this, and it's like stuff like that just happens. It's it's sad that it happens that way, but I hope I mean, I would hope that things can get resolved peacefully.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't know the guy IRL, but I mean, I just hope for the best for people in
Yeah.
general.
For sure.
You know, but people just have to think about things in reality. Even like I know some people, and I know there's some people who have like or dealt bad hands and stuff. And hey, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like. I mean, I'm sure some of them will be like, man, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that looks fun, but and all I'll say is, I'm sure at some point Nintendo is probably. I mean, do you think Nintendo eventually is going to start at some point release some of their games on like PC like everyone else?
Not any. I think maybe eventually they will, but it'll just be like older stuff. Like it won't
Because
be anything like remotely recent.
Because I mean, you got to think that these guys, like Shigeru Miyamoto. I mean, you look at the guy. I mean, he's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think. Like you look at like when like Twilight Princess, like he's still looking pretty young.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just it's those guys aren't going to be around forever, and I think that's part of the reason why you see Nintendo do stuff like Nintendo World, and they're trying to make movies and stuff. So it's like, yeah, we know we're not going to be able to keep making all these games like we used to.
Yeah.
Potentially. So suppose like putting in the money and risk and everything of making games all the time. We'll just make movies because people know who Zelda and Mario is. Maybe we'll even make Metroid.
Even if they never put anything on PC themselves, eventually like the IP protections will run out. I think it's like 75 years plus something.
Well, it's so what it is I think what it is like the IP holder has to. Granted, we're not legal experts, okay? We're just regular dudes.
Yeah. Because like Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse are like public domain now, so.
Yeah, now you have Winnie the Pooh horror movie with the mask.
It's the first thing to do.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. So like eventually
it just looks like a fan.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
So yeah, eventually someone is gonna be able to just like port. They won't even have to decompile it. They go just like port it, and Nintendo won't be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, unless laws change, which is obviously a possibility.
Yeah.
And it could just be even then, like they could just like. I mean, it could just be they throw a BS DMCA claim, and they know they're not going to be able to fight back because You know, it's one guy versus Nintendo. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean problem is Nintendo's the only problem.
Yeah.
It depends on how you look at it. Is Nintendo? I mean, it's a problem if you're wanting to play everything on multiple devices, you know, all the time, you
Yeah.
Without streaming, obviously, because yeah, oh, I can stream Sunlight and Moonlight, and I'm like, yeah, if you get it working, you get everything configured right, you know,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, you can't. I think eventually, I think the whole thing of like, oh, Nintendo is the only one with exclusives. Well, that's kind of the whole reason why consoles were a thing to begin with,
Yeah.
was exclusives, and we're kind of getting to a point where Nintendo's like kind of the only one doing that. Um,
Which
Granted, I
I
think,
do still
yeah,
respect it, because you
yeah,
know, if everything was on PC, I feel like we would just be beholden to like whatever AMD and Nvidia feel like doing, and they haven't really been thinking of the consumer in the past couple of generations. So
and also to a lesser extent Intel, but
yeah.
not exactly rolling as fast and hard as Nvidia or AMD are. But that's because they've been kind of burning their reputation down to the ground,
Yeah.
quite literally.
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, world's complicated, but I mean,
But yeah.
sure,
On
yeah,
that note,
yeah,
I think we'll wrap up there. If anyone's watching
yeah,
this after the fact, in the comments, if there's any trailers or anything you wanted us to react to that we missed, leave a comment and we might take a look at it next time.
yep,
But for now, thank you for tuning in, those of you who did, and we will catch you all next time.
yeah, yeah. Fun hanging out, everyone. Later.
Okay, we are off.